Okay, so let's move into the no and delegated outcomes. So we've been talking about delegation now for quite a while. Every session we hit on delegation. It's such a huge piece of it. But now we're going to talk about delegated outcomes. Okay, and a lot of that is many leaders or executive staff or even down to like lower level leadership in companies, they depend on the fire and forget model. Okay, and it never works. It's never very efficient. Okay, you can't fire and forget a delegated task. Okay, so that's why it's not just a task. Okay, it's also outcome oriented. Okay, so you're delegating a task, but you're also delegating an outcome. Okay, or you should be alongside of it. So not just go do this thing. Okay, this is the outcome I want you to get to with this delegated task. Now, my philosophy is I don't care how you go from A to Z. I don't care what this part is. This is just the outcome I want. Here's the task. How you skin that onion in the middle, as long as you're going to get to the required outcome, doesn't matter. Okay, that's the empowerment conversation that we just talked about. Okay, you empower people to do do the things that you want them to do, and don't micromanage. Okay, and accountability is super key. Okay, if we hold people accountable to tasks, so on and so forth, then your outcomes will be better. There's lots of things you can do inside of this model with, incentive programs, all that kind of stuff. I've seen some really robust stuff over the years. But holding that accountable for task and outcome is extremely important. Okay. The one thing I really hate is micromanagement. Okay, I can't stand micromanagers. All right, it's usually not at the executive level where you have all of this issue with micromanagement. It's usually down at second and third levels of leadership, where you run into a lot of problems when it comes to micromanagement. It's usually a pretty big stumbling block in a lot of companies at lower levels. So how do you get rid of this in a company? Sometimes it comes right back to here is the principles. How you act directly affects how they act. So you have to consider that. Through internal staff training, all that kind of stuff, you can kind of cut some of this out. All right. So lastly here is, expect ownership. Okay. Ownership is huge. Okay, we want people that we delegate tasks down to. We want people to, feel like they own that. It's theirs. It's mine. I am responsible for it, and I want to be the one that's in charge of it. Okay, and we should empower people to do that, but we expect our leaders, so on and so forth, to really have that ownership in this whole process of of them completing tasks, whether those are daily tasks, monthly tasks, however they support the company. We should always strive for excellence. Okay.